But yeah, the run game.
Well, then let's transition into it right now. Okay, they got injuries, man. They got like 20 injured players. They wanted to have a good training camp. It just hasn't really worked out that way. I mean, some guys are getting good work, but it's been like code blue over here. If the Niners drop a few games at the beginning of the season that they should win because some key players are out or a lot of players are out, and they end up going 9-8 and missing the playoffs, do they get to use the injury excuse this year?
I mean, people throw it out there, but I don't care about injury excuses anymore. This is year 9 for Kyle Shanahan. This has become a problem. I think he's had one season where they were good. It's low on the injury list. The rest of they've always been in top 10 in injuries. So there's something going on there in Santa Clara. I don't know what it is. I don't know training staff, coaching staff, the way they do practices, the way they draft. I don't know what it is, but it's insane. But at this point, not year 9, I don't have any excuses. Like outside of maybe Brock Purdy, I really don't want to hear any excuses from anybody. Like figure it out, and this may not be the season anyways, right? Like if they don't win the Super Bowl, I will not be surprised at all. Like that's my expectations that hopefully I'm hoping they get to the playoffs and compete a little bit, maybe win the game or something like that. That's my hopes for this season. So like, there won't be an excuse needed if they don't win the Super Bowl because that's not my expectation. But if they completely collapse and fall apart with this schedule in year 9 for Kyle Shanahan, I really don't care about injuries. All teams face it, and whatever is causing it, it's obviously something that they're doing wrong in Santa Clara because it's just too much of a coincidence for it to be, some obscure coincidence.
Here's what I don't like about the discourse about this injury stuff. I feel like Kyle Shanahan's defenders, and there's a lot of them, feel like this is out of his control. That this is just the good luck, bad luck random portion of football. It's a collision sport. And that everything that Kyle Shanahan can control, he does a great job with. And when you try to point out stuff like, hey, the injuries are happening again, and you try to say like, well, it seems like maybe their practices are shorter. Maybe they're skimping on the warm-up. Maybe they could do and people be like, no, that's not true. He's doing everything right. And it's like so quick to defend what he's doing while not without acknowledging that what he's doing isn't working. And ultimately, if it's his fault and it's something with his program or his scheduling, or he's just inherently unlucky, it's his fault. And if they have more injuries this year, then blame it on luck. It's his luck. It's every year. And maybe they should bring in someone who has better injury luck. That's what I would say. It's his fault one way or another.
They have to be. Let me read this off. This is from Warren Sharp. Okay. 49ers health by season. We're going to start in 2018. 2018, Niners, 4th most injured. 2019, 6th most injured. 2020, 1st most injured. 2021, 3rd most injured. 22, 9th most injured. The one good year, 23, 29th most injured. And then 24, 1st most injured. And here we are in 2025, starting off on that same route. They've been top 9 in 7 of these years so far. They've been top 9 in 7 of the years. They've only had one bottom. There's something going on. And I don't know what it is. I'm not in the building enough to understand it. But if you are top 10, top 9 in injuries every single year, except for one, there's something wrong with what you're doing. Whether it's I don't know. I don't know, but there's something going on there.
All I know is that training camp is supposed to be about more than just installing your offense and defense. It's also supposed to be about building up a callus. That's what old school football coaches used to talk about. Jim Harbaugh, Pete Carroll. It's a collision sport, and you need to prepare your bodies for these 50 collisions you're going to have per week in these games. And so the more collisions and the more contact and the more physicality you can actually simulate in practice, the better. And it's just not something the Niners under Kyle Shanahan do. Maybe it's a Sean McVay thing too. Maybe it's these younger coaches. They think that's an old school way of going about it. But I mean, maybe there's certain merits to the way Kyle Shanahan goes about his training camp, but it seems like there's also some drawbacks. And you see it when these players get hit early in preseason. It's like they go down because maybe they haven't gotten hit yet. and they don't have that quote unquote callus, if that even is a real thing.
Man, it's hard to put my finger on it, man. Like I really don't understand because I'm not there enough. You're there more, so I trust your judgment on this stuff more than mine. But I mean, if you're top 9 in injury every single year, you're doing something wrong. You need to change something. You need to at least try to change something. If it's just
Change
luck,
everything.
switch it.
The
Change
players you go
everything.
after, you're trained everything. Because it
Yeah.
seems to be football's a very simple. I mean, it's not a very simple sport, but it's about toughness. It's about tough. I didn't play football, but it's essentially about toughness. And if your team is the one that's always hurt, then I'm sorry, there's a word for that. Fragile is the nice word. The not so nice word starts with S, and it's a 4-letter word. And that's what you end up being if you're not building up that toughness and callous. So, like, do you really want to be the team that's breaking down and fragile every year? But when they're all together for those few weeks, it really looks beautiful.
And what's crazy? Statistically, the younger the player, the less likely they are to get injured. And so I thought this was an age thing for the 49ers. But even the young guys are hurt. So
Most of the
I don't
rookies are
know.
hurt.
I don't understand it. I don't know, but it's got to be like if I'm the
Here's
Niners
what
right
bothers me
now.
the most about it. It's like, so it's every year, and we ask like, well, what are you going to do different? And his attitude pretty much seems to be nothing I can do different. This is fluky. This is fluky stuff that's out of my control. Man, you should be changing everything. You should probably have a new trainer, maybe a whole new schedule, longer practices, shorter practices. Like, you got to mess with every variable until you find the right answer, because just doing everything the same isn't working.
Yeah, man, I think there's two things that just frustrate the heck out of me with this team. And one is just the lack of focus on offensive line, and two, it's the injuries. So if you're in Santa Clara and you're, an executive there, or your GM, or your Kyle Shanahan or Jed York, that's got to be your thing right now. Is like, how can we improve this offensive line? How can we reduce injuries? Because those are our two biggest problems.
I spend all this money on these players, on this facility, on this training staff, on these coaching staff, and a quarter of the roster is injured at any given time. What is going on? I would want a solution to that. Lamont 757 says Kyle gotta go. He won't learn. Last game he used a tight end to block a D end. Even announcer said that wasn't smart. Then he gets Purdy hurt. Our plays suck, bro. Hashtag Jimmy Garoppolo. BRAD46 says Demo didn't just get trucked. He got burned. Gino just overthrew the target.
Well, he got hit pretty. He got trucked too. To be honest, I
Yeah,
like
he did
Demo,
get
but he
trucked.
did get ran over.
Yeah.
I thought his coverage was all right.
So no one saw Matt grab his knee after a hit. I didn't see that. No.
Mm-mm.
You think the Niners start 7 rookies week 1?
Yeah.
I can see that. Gotta show love to Stetson Bennett, ice in his veins. He looked very Purdy-esque in the preseason, man. Got that quickness, little moxie, got some experience, kind of small, not a strong arm, but fits the system.
Mhm.
Wears 13. Kind of looks like Howdy Doody. I'm just saying, they have some things in common.